Hey everybody, welcome to my tutorial on how to use Google Slides to create a digital flipbook. So just some reminders, big picture, this is basically the same thing as doing a hand-drawn note card animation where you would flip the note cards really quick and you would see something moving, only we're using individual slides as our note cards and we're not going to be drawing, we're just going to be using pictures that we found. If you remember, it needs to be approximately 50 slides long. And the key to creating movement, as you saw in that short video, that TED Talk, is very small movement so that our brain connects a moment from the left to the right. So to get started, I'm going to make a new slide. And then you can see the directions here. The first thing I want to do is add a background. So if I'm on my slide, I go up to background and I'm going to choose an image. And all of you should have put your images in your Google Drive. So here are some of my images, and I'm going to be working with my dinosaur background. So I click on it, hit insert, and then there is my background. I'm not going to need any text box unless, say, I have dialogue. So there's my background. The next thing I'm going to do is bring in my character. So I'm going to go insert image. Again, I'm going to go to my drive. And usually your stuff will appear under recent. So I have my dinosaur, and I'm going to hit insert. And he'll pop up. To make him smaller, if you grab the right bottom corner, it'll keep him in proportion and it won't stretch him out, so you can decide what size you want him to be. Want him a little bigger than that? I think that's pretty good. Now if I go back to the directions, it did say to remove the background around the character. You should have done this a while ago. But if, say, I bring in my dinosaur and it has a big white box around it, that's not going to create an illusion of him being in this space. It'll look like he's kind of a sticker on top. So remember, you can go to this website. It's linked in the slideshow, remove.bg. You literally upload the image and then delete the background and then save it. So it's very, very easy. So on this guy, I want a scene where you just see the environment and then he's going to enter from the left. So I'm going to actually drag him off the screen. And then I'm going to go slide, duplicate slide, and then I'm going to click on him. And the trick to make small movements is to actually use the keyboard. And I think 3 to 4 movements is a nice smooth movement. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to go slide, duplicate slide. So he was here, and now on this one, I'm going to move him again. 1, 2, 3. Slide, duplicate slide. Click on him again. 1, 2, 3. And you'll just keep doing that depending on what happens in your story. Now, if you're getting a little impatient, you can pick him up and try to move him a little bit more. The more it moves, the faster it'll look like the character is moving. So if he goes a big distance, it might look like he's running. So you may kind of want that, but if you move him, for example, way over here, that's too far and our brain will look like he teleported from here to here. So if I ever make a mistake, I can always edit undo. I really recommend using the keyboard and just doing those 3 to 4 motions, but it's kind of up to you. So you can see I jumped ahead a little bit. I've kind of moved him to the corner. Thinking about my storyboard, he moves from left to right, and this is where the transformation happens. I want him to turn around, and one of the best ways to do that is to click on your character, to go arrange, rotate, and I'm just going to flip him horizontally. And then it'll be him quickly going from left to right, so he's flipping. So now I'm going to go slide, duplicate slide, and this is where my asteroid is going to come in and hit him. So again, whenever we insert a picture, insert image, I'll go to my drive, got my asteroid. I'm going to resize it, of course, because it's way too big at this point. I'm also going to go arrange, rotate. I'm going to flip it horizontally as well. And again, I'm going to use the corners because I don't want to see it at first. I want it to really fly in. So I'm going to kind of place it here and it's going to enter the scene. So I'm going to push it up here for right now. I'm going to go slide, duplicate, and now it's going to fly in. And I want it to move pretty fast. So this time I'm not going to use the keyboard because I want you to just be like, whoa, what just happened there? So slide, duplicate. I'm making those little movements. I'm trying to keep him on a trajectory towards the dinosaur. Slide, duplicate. Slide, duplicate. And then I think that's pretty good, pretty close to him. Maybe one more movement, slide, duplicate. have him kind of hit the dinosaur. So this is where sometimes you want things to interact, and that's when layering is really handy. So I'm going to bring in an explosion that'll cover up my transformation. So I'm going to insert image from Google Drive, grab my explosion, and I'm not going to delete the dinosaur or the asteroid until I've kind of placed it so I know it's in the right spot. So I'm going to kind of place it on top here. I'm going to have a moment of the explosion where you still see the asteroid and the dinosaur. And then it's just going to be the explosion remaining for just a second. And then I want an ice cream cone to appear where the explosion was. And my whole joke on this is that this is the story of how ice cream was invented. So it's supposed to be silly and funny like animation is supposed to be. So I'm going to place my ice cream cone, and now I'm going to delete the explosion, and I'm just going to hold on the ice cream for a couple seconds so you sort of realize like, oh, what just happened there? So I'm just duplicating my slide. So once I've kind of finished, I can delete the directions. Just hit delete. And then I'm going to click on the first one, and if I hold down the arrow key, I will get a sense of how the animation looks. So I'm just going to hold it down. So I'm pretty happy with that, actually. I could go back and make some adjustments on individual slides just by clicking. I'll want to check and see the length. So right now I am at 35, so I would want to go in, add some more movement, slow things down. But for the sake of the demo, you get the idea. So the very last step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to export it as a movie so that you can show it to me and you can show it to other people and it'll be animated. So to do that, I'm going to go File, Publish to the Web. I want to change this to every second because we want it to play very quickly to create that illusion. I'm going to start the slideshow as soon as it plays, and then we want to loop it. So I'm going to hit Publish, hit OK. It's going to give me this link, so I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to paste it into the web address bar. And this is kind of a tricky step. Over here, it's playing it at 1,000, and we want to delete it to 100 because that'll speed it up a little bit. And then I just hit OK, and it's going to go ahead and play my movie for me. Super cool. I love it. So once you have your animation exported as a file, you're going to want to copy the web address at the top. And then you're going to go into your weekly journal for week 5, and you just want to paste your link right here. If you want to make it look really nice, you can go Insert Link, and you could title it with your name, and then just copy the web address below. And when I click on it, it'll open up your document. That's an option for you, or you could just copy the link. It'll look kind of like that, and I'll understand what I'm looking at. Either one is fine, but this allows me to assess for credit if you were able to finish the animation. It included the components and was approximately 50 slides long.